早晨啊，咁多位，好啦，我哋又繼續翻到嚟我哋嘅星期五嘅直播，終於嚟咗星期五啦，可以玩嘅 game 可以玩得輕鬆啲啦，終於。咁咧，我哋開翻隻 game 先，我哋首先要等等，因為啱啱 set 好隻 game。等等啊！開翻個畫面。
Good evening, I'm Megan Wolf.
And I'm Jeremy Dawes. Our main headlines tonight.
Study starting!
早晨啊！咁今日咧，我哋玩嘅 game 係 Look for Broadcast 啊。咁呢隻係咩 game 咧？係一隻關於你係一個電視台嘅職員啊，你要控制好一個電視台直播啦，點樣可以幫瞄咗啲粗口啊，過濾咗一啲不良嘅資訊咧，令到成個電視台可以令到佢好暢順咁播放啦。咁呢隻 game 係幾好玩嘅，我覺得劇情上面點解咧？因為佢入邊咧，佢嗰個內容，即係咁講內容啦，佢嗰個係可以好聽到我哋把聲。等陣，你等陣，定係我較大聲啲個？依家咧，依家係冇啲。等啊！等。我 set 翻嗰個咩先？聲音先。幾多全部變晒100。OK， 頭先唔記得 set， 啱啱去 set 嘅時候，好點解？係啦，呢隻 game 咧係有殘體中文嘅，有冇計啦？我個人嚟講，我英文係比較屎啲嘅，所以咧有中文就用中文啦，冇中文就焗住睇英文啦。咁就開始我哋今日嘅直播先。好，新遊戲。Look for Broadcast 咁我哋今次玩咩咧？實習生咁故事有呢個故事模式啦，你個 intern 啊，做一個主持人啊，定係做一個 PA 咧？咁大家咁為咗好有一個好完整嘅劇情啊，我啊偏向呢個玩呢個故事模式嘅，係啦，就好，我哋開始我哋今日嘅遊戲。
That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
廢啊，好廢啊，冇計啊，我要好廢啊！ 今日係早咗開堂嘅，原先係諗住10點半開，因為我啱啱食完飯，順手有時間就順手開咗佢啦，就係咁啊，真簡單。好，第一日選舉啊！我哋要聽個電話先。聲有啲細，就會聲太大。我 set 細咗應該。依家有冇？依家啲game 聲有冇啲？好啦，你右上角呢個係一個彩色嘅巴啦，觀眾睇緊嘅包嚟嘅，而下面嗰個係 mon 嚟嘅，係根據呢個呢個最主要係你嘅控制嘅熒幕啦，咪本身係睇緊正常觀眾會睇到嘅電視熒幕嚟嘅。咁呢4個咧就可以 control 晒你哋邊一4個 camera 佢嗰個控制嘅力度啦，唔係控制力度，佢嗰個鏡頭嘅運用啊。咁呢啲嘢唔使理啦，基本上你就咁拍個掣係㗎啦，所有嘢。咁我哋去翻呢度先。我哋可以控制我哋嘅音量，可以控制個音量啦，可以控制個鏡頭啦。呢個有個 sensor 咧，係可以嘟晒啲粗口嘅。為咗可以控制晒嗰個電視台嗰個言論啦，防止俾人投訴係啦。咁咧，我哋係可以有權嘟晒啲粗口嘅。
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You don't seem to be making grilling his guests
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody.
咁呢度有4個鏡頭啦，你去到邊個節目嘅時候咧，就可以撳翻佢嗰個鏡頭，呢個4個可以 control 晒，而呢一 part 咧就可以令到佢信號會再強弱啦，係啦。上面有個 timer 就可以俾你知道下一個嚟緊嗰個節目仲有幾多時間咁樣咯。咁呢度夾翻呢個係直播嘅聲啦，同埋呢個現場睇緊電視嘅聲嘅。5、4、3、2、1，可以轉第二個鏡頭啦。哦，遲咗。咁第一次玩係會差少少嘅。
Switch to screen 1. Lovely, mate.
The votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide victory, with an astonishing 81% of the popular vote, is the biggest
叫做玩
in living
呢隻 game， 其實純粹係一個點講咧，叫體驗下你去點樣去做一個好嘅直播啦，即係你係可以體驗到你平時喺電視台入邊啊，或者係喺呢邊拍嘢啊、做鏡頭嗰個方面嘅運用咧，咁先點樣可以令到 佢嗰個即係點講令到個鏡頭啦播出嚟嘅嘢有點樣令到吸引到更加多嘅觀眾可以睇欣賞到佢嘅節目咯。就等於我平時我哋平時一啲 V 點樣去做個節目，點樣去 play 翻我哋自己去做嘅
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy.
嘅
What? Why?
時間。
Rank Snatch is running late. I thought I'd ask him about the election.
Personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any people.
You are.
係啦，見到呢度有個紅色個位置咧，就可以奪咗佢嘅。
Johnny.
啱啱好入咗第一個廣告。
This is where it starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multi-cam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb.
咁我哋等我哋嘅廣告完咗之後咧，就可以去翻
Don't stay on the
嗱
same
鏡頭
shot
係要對住嗰個主持人啦，就成個鏡頭唔可以超過10秒，因為咁樣嘅效果出到嚟嘅效果咧，係會令到個觀眾係有啲糊。
Don't stay on reaction shots for too long.
即係我哋要同時去將主持人同埋客席嗰個嘉賓咧係經常要對調啦，咁樣先至出到嚟個效果先至係
Make it look like that.
靚嘅，唔會令到嗰個節目上面嗰個失真啦，減少流失咗個觀眾，就係。咁我哋播完個廣告之後咧，就可以去翻佢嗰個鏡頭主持人。
Screen 1, Jeremy.
Welcome back to the national hearing from shock election winners advance. But first
Get
up,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star of both stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture
Oh,
correspondent.
即刻
And
要
today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to
Right,
the
go to
shop
Blunderclatch on screen 3 when she says his
joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear, I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is a moment.
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us?
有啲鏡頭係要wide shot 啦，咁就嗰個
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the
邊個講嘢就要對住嗰個鏡頭要對住
Megan's
佢。
reaction.
He's a wonderful chap, he really is.
Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
He's all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played
back to who's
Sergeant
talking.
Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
So sweet of you.
鏡頭有運用啦，佢哋講嘢嘅方式咧係要
Those three little statues.
好明確，要好
With all the others,
斟酌於
I'm
佢
sure.
哋講嘢
If you're not doing it for the
講嘢嘅
awards,
內
what is it then
佢
that
講
drives
嘢個速度，而去算翻個鏡頭。
Beautiful
They're
question.
not the one talking.
Not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering for one's audience. I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire, the little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change.
所以你會見到咧平時啲電視台咧成日 cut 嚟 cut 去，咁樣咧
It
就
looks
會
like in the coming few months.
你就明白點解我哋要逢親我哋要講嘢咧，都係要對住個鏡頭講嘢啦，對住點樣去令到佢生動啲嘅。
Difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Well, don't worry, he won't do it again. Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll
哦
explain how to
哎呀
deal with
，beat 唔
swearing
切
and
啊
brain.
對唔切啊，佢嗰個 sensor， 陣間實有人投訴。
Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen,
好，
but I'll just let Megan cue you
嗱
in.
咁我哋要 play 嘢啦。
Dr. Lance Hemlock is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look.
Oh, looks like Blunderclatch is really losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but we can't find out now. We'll go to the Russia's room together once the broadcast's over.
I don't understand it.
It's not your fault.
You think I don't know that?
Nolans mustn't.
咁趁呢個時候咧，就可以聽佢哋嘅點樣去鬧交，但係為咗佢嗰個節目咧，
Did it for you, baby.
咦冇咗啦，已經冇咗啦，
Dr. Hemlock.
We're gonna change.
刪咗 cam set。
Won't I listen to you?
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me, but I didn't listen.
Doctor,
I'm drowning, Lance. You said.
咁
need to see this.
本真係以前咧，喺某家 I 字頭嘅學校咧，都有學過點樣去點樣去運用鏡頭啦，點樣去拍攝啦，點樣去做到佢嗰個點樣去拍到佢嗰個效果啊，甚至係點樣去做一個好演員咁樣啦。咁呢啲通常我哋喺學校學到嘅、拍到嘅嘢或者學到嘅嘢，都喺社當都某程度上都會應用翻嘅。好啦，我哋夠鐘又可以轉鏡頭噶啦。
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long
咁
as
都攞到 A 加咩料？
can take a bit
笑
of
咗。
practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once.
不過呢個係我唔記得咗第幾次玩嘅，所以咧攞 A 咧係好正常一件事。
You'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you've got to do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple. Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count
1,
1,
2
2, and hold it down.
And 2 areas of outstanding natural interest. Isn't it time you're a fan?
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late.
嗱，我哋要睇翻個 timer 之後，我哋要轉翻佢嗰個電視啊。
Welcome back. And I'm told we can now go live to Advanced Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast. Oh shit, he's pissed. Get ready to bleep.
Well, thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day!
They said we couldn't do
They
it.
certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people,
Nice.
you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
哦，頂邊唔切啊！掛住轉鏡頭邊唔切添。
than the ground is funny.
memorably put.
好。
But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party's what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day one of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shit in pants.
我哋呢個時候又要再 B 嗰度一次，因為個客個主持個嘉賓成日講錯口咧，我哋專鬼嗱，我哋而家睇翻條版咧，係多咗好多人，睇緊呢個 live 嘅。
You know the sort of probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated communities.
到後面咧就會開始越嚟越難嘅。
No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide.
啱好啊。
Earlier today, we revoked your passports. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine. But first, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions.
必晒
You'll see when we've reclaimed what
必晒嗰啲粗口，我冇粗口喎。
So to you,
我應該唔使必粗口啩？
The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes, it ends today. And tomorrow we'll
就會
start
好
making it fair again.
而家好忙，唔得閒係咁，我一路望住啲留言，一路控制啲，哇！屌 fuck
Interesting acceptance speech there from the leaders of Advance.
好，
And
我諗
for the fruity language.
已經
Hopefully we got that
fails.
worked out for you in time.
不過都好，上邊嗰條巴已經爆燈咧，已經好好㗎啦。
So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News.
要必啦，必唔切㗎啦。
The first day under Advance. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming back. Job's yours, mate. Good luck.
With this
我
exquisite
哋已
limited
經
edition
捱
collection.
過第一個關，第二個階段啦。
Sign up now, and every week we'll send you an authentic, ethically sourced ingredient to add to your salads. Build your collection week by week, and very soon you'll have a salad that really gets
哇
the lunchroom.
咁都有 A 加
From tomato
咩料
to leafy greens and lovely greens.
？OK，
This really is
我哋繼
a
續。
complete
When the program's finished, you'll get a broadcast.
Live broadcast，
Pages. This
你睇下我有 A 加啊！
is when each sequence
而家好多粗口，冇啊，冇粗口啊，冇啊。
keep the boss happy.
好啦，咁我哋終於嚟咗過咗成個第一日啦。咁呢個係我哋嘅分數嘅，真係越準時去播得越好嘅。佢嗰個鏡頭運用啦，佢嗰個粗口啦，sense 唔 sense 到佢嗰個入邊啲粗口啊各樣嘢咧，就
Right, this is an optional section for when you really want to understand what happened.
係呢個係有啲信息咗嘅。 播咗一啲不雅用語啦，成場節目冇受到任何干擾，同埋剪輯水平係奇差無比。好差咩？唔係啊。好，我哋繼續。 冇股份就係得清潔工，現有財富窮撚一個，咪窮 L 一個 ，set 唔到㗎啦，冇咗。老細嘅對你嘅睇法啦，之後會唔會再俾多啲 job 你做咧？就係靠呢啲嘅。呢度咧就可以睇翻你頭先第一日嘅頭先嘅 playback 啦，係咪？係啊，我係5月22玩過一次嘅。係攞 C 啊！我唔明點解係嗰日係攞 C 嘅，黐線。
In a few moments, we'll be going live to tonight's national nightly news.
我哋睇啦。
Click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Right, this is the rushes route. It's pretty simple. The 4 screens you can see, they're going to show you the 4 signals you got from the studio during the actual broadcast. Difference is you can mute any combination of them, so you can have a listen to the stuff you weren't allowed to show. Select the broadcast and give it a go, and when you're done listening to the backstage secrets, hit back.
我諗呢啲都冇乜必要就聽啦。好，我哋繼續下一日。咁嚟到第2日咧，啲嘢咧就開始越嚟越難噶啦。睇下見一呢個精靈王子可以點樣可以令到可以喺呢個電視台唔會俾人兜走先。好，第3日，你去到屋企後面咧，發現有封信，大多數都係平時都係收到啲垃圾信嘅，但係一封吸引到你嘅注意，我條天想要了解你好好奇，於是就開咗呢封信。呢一份係嚟自新先進黨政府嘅表格，佢哋想攞晒所有公民嘅信息。第一頁已經填好咗啦，你個名啦，阿里克斯溫斯頓啦，你老婆啦，山姆溫斯頓啦，同埋你個仔女查爾斯溫斯頓同埋黛西溫斯頓嘅，你心入邊嘅默默感好啦，至少呢啲佢哋都有呢項嘅基本權利。係啊，我哋入黨啦，我哋要為黨做嘢，係啊。咁剩低問題要你完成啦，貌似都係啲必填嘅。喺開始一份新嘅工作嘅時候，你會好 friendly 啦，向同事介紹下自己啦，定係好 efficient 嘅，做嘢好高效啦，即刻就投入份工啦。第3 hea 做，令到自己嘅舒適，令到自己適應到新嘅工作環境咧，定係同朋友回憶翻以前嘅工作咧，又係 friendly 啦，係咪先？即係所謂識人好過識字。你去到你揾到一份新嘅工作，梗係識下人，打好嘅關係，咁之後未來所有做緊嘅嘢咧，就會好好多噶啦。第2題，你一個 department 嘅同事同你講，佢哋一直都將機密啲好保密嘅信息帶翻屋企，而家一份文件唔見咗，你會幫你嘅同事守秘密啦，唔好講俾人聽啦。勸你嘅同事report 將件事報翻俾上頭聽啦。同你嘅同事保證一定唔會同人講啦，定係即刻同你嘅老細講，即刻會 report 呢個違規行為。嗱，一份文件唔見咗咧，係唔係好重？呢份文件咧就係好重唔重要？係咪好呢個機密嘅？你話呢樣嘢咧，就係睇下佢哋班同事撲唔撲街啦。 如果佢哋唔撲街好好人嘅話咧，我或者話可能會幫佢哋守下秘密嘅。但係如果佢哋啲同事好衰嘅，我梗係篤灰啦。咁至於我哋呢個同事好人定唔好人咧，唔知。不過勸喻先啦。好，今日第3題，今日有個部門全體成員都俾人炒咗，因為佢哋一直都表現唔好。你老細定咗一個新嘅目標，呢啲目標比以前高好多，你會準時收工啦。OT 到好夜啦，直到去到 deadline， 早啲收工。去酒吧同埋同啲同事講下呢個咩死人變化啦，定係早啲收工陪翻屋企陪翻屋企人咧，就係有得早收工，梗係早啲收工先。早人收工就燒春袋㗎嘛，係咪先？咁咧，我哋咧就係早啲收工翻屋企陪屋企人講下呢件事都好過啦。至起碼你人哋淨係同事辛苦嘅話咧，係基本上咧係冇乜效用嘅，因為成個 department 俾人炒咗，都你冇嘢呻，咁我唯有同屋企人講下咯。第4題，公司1年1度嘅 BBQ 聚會就係到啦，你同你屋企人都收到邀請，你會好期待同你嘅朋友、屋企人喺戶外度過美好嘅一日啊！喺個 party 度洗頭，呢個係咩答法嚟啊？唔係好明。第三題就係得閒就去，就算錯過咗都唔緊要。第4題，一直同同事一齊練習，諗住贏今年嘅大獎賽啊大賽。哇！去定唔去啊？去咗就嗱，去咗就會同同事打個關係啦，有得抽獎玩下。唔去嘅話，就顯得人哋會覺得你學呢樣嘢，做呢樣嘢好冇面啊。咁當然大事去啦，咁去咗。唔去都冇死嘅，係咪先？但係你度過咗漫長兼成功嘅職業生涯，而家就係退休啦。喺退休嘅演講入邊，你會講下你自己嘅成就同埋工作同埋做嘢嘅期間嗰時留低所有美好嘅回憶啊！誠懇地總結公司嘅利弊啦，重點講下工作上面嘅問題同挑戰啦，定係乜嘢都唔做咧？咁有得退休，真係乜嘢都唔理啦，嗱聲喺屋企瞓下覺好過啦，同你媽媽品評下呢個職業生涯咧。我哋呢啲打工仔嚟嘅咋，除非你係啲好即係一啲好高嘅職位啦，咁我相信你都唔會特別咁講下你公司好定唔好啊？會唔會講即係呢個公司好嘅定唔好啊？入邊嘅文化嗰樣嘢唔會咯，俾我都唔會咯。你都退休啦，你仲諗嚟呢啲做咩？除非你自己同嗰個同事打好咗關係，或者同平時你啲同事做吹水得多嘅話咧，我相信咧都會講下，都會回憶下嘅。課得閒嘅時候，你會咁當然做啲放鬆嘅嘢啦，聽下歌啊，整下模型。第7題，你理想嘅假期生活係沉醉於自然美景入邊啦，擺脫日常工作嘅壓力，探索未知嘅地方，發現新嘅體驗，迎接新嘅挑戰。喺主題公園 度過充實嘅一日，同屋企人帶嚟體驗同埋刺激，探索各種唔同嘅景點，定係同你嘅 partner 去下以帶隊嚟一場浪漫嘅之旅。假期生活梗係嘆㗎啦，梗係唔會。當然同屋企人去玩咧，都係一件好重要嘅事。但係咧，有時我都需要釋放下啲壓力嘅。咁當然唔係話個話唔理屋企人先啦，但係有得嘆，又揾啲一個舒適嘅地方，令到自己冇咁沉悶啦，擺脱晒所有個日常工作嘅壓力。咁話咪休息咯，梗係揾啲正常嘅地方休息啦，係咪先？第八題，對於政府嚟講，最重要係確保公民嘅自由，冇自由係嘥氣嘅。好，第4日，第6日啦已經。好，趁呢個時候咧，我就去一去個廁所，好快返，就係咁啦。一陣再返嚟，再睇埋啲問題。好，翻嚟啊！翻嚟呢個啱啱去完呢個廁所翻嚟。好，第6日家事，天色已經夜啦。你老婆同埋你啲細路已經上咗床瞓覺啦。你而家係抹緊你最中意嘅咖啡杯啦。呢個圖喎，呢個係你哋第一次旅行嘅紀念品。而家呢個杯已經舊啦，上面嘅圖案已經甩咗色，但係睇落去嗰個傻傻家家嘅樣，你都係笑咗一笑，會心微笑。敲下個窗，敲窗嘅聲音將你帶返現實。係阿 Sam 嘅妹妹 Chris 啊，佢攞住一個好華麗嘅熒光綠嘅手提箱企喺個花園入邊，一路行入屋，佢就一入到屋企，佢坐喺個台前面，睇落好緊張。阿 Chris 好深深咁呼咗一口氣。唔好意思啊，我哋咁遲先嚟。Alice，Chris 就好窒窒咁講啦。唔好意思，但我需要你一個幫個忙，即係求你幫我。好，我哋呢個有2個選擇，冇問題。究竟發生咩事？你 OK 嘛？深深叫醒阿 Sam。都係問下咩事先啦。你一定知道先進咗啲黐線嘅行為啊！佢哋簡稱之為呢個資產與財富法案，用我哋人類嘅血汗錢嚟資助班爛人，簡直一派胡言。你從未見過阿 Chris 咁激動。 我唔係話佢哋收入排前嗰1% 嘅人冇呢啲瑕疵啦。阿 Chris 就好急咁補充咁講，佢哋俾得起，但好似我呢啲咁嘅人變到一無所有咯。呢個太多人驚啦，但係呢個有兩選擇。但我唔知太多人驚啦，但我唔知道呢個點樣幫你。你一直都喺屋企過得最好嘅，我好唔好意思。不過有錢幫窮，聽起嚟冇咁差咯。咁我哋講下我哋揀班底嘅選擇先。阿 Chris 就有眼神有啲不安，冇咁天真啦！佢攞走晒我哋所要嘅嘢，跟住佢哋認為合適嘅方式嚟進行嗰啲嘅分配。政府唔應該有呢咁嘅權利。聽住，我唔係你呢條信嘅，我真係借你個 passport。哦，分明係想走佬啦，好明顯啦。我嘅 passport 你要嚟做咩啊？佢哋將我作為呢個國家嘅一半人，將啲 passport 收走晒。不過啲人通常都話你同我生得好似，所以阿 Chris 跟住開始踱步啦。喺仲未揦嘢之前咧，我必須要離開呢度啦。當我走離境之後咧，我就同我啲錢都好安全嘅。但係佢哋喺凍結可要結咗我嘅戶口之前咧，我就即刻走啦。唔該你啊！如果我有其他辦法，一定會嚟揾你啊。咁救人，梗係救咗人先啦。你上到卧室，盡量唔嘈聲你老婆。阿 Sam 就好似同你之前上床一樣，將自己塞咗嘅羽絨被，你開咗個衣櫃，開咗個夾萬，攞咗個護照。一個好困倦嘅聲音打破咗寂靜。喂 ，Alice， 發生咩事啊？嘿，冇嘢啊 ，Darling， 我唔使咁擔心，你繼續瞓啦。阿 Sam 好似唔係好確定咩事，真係冇嘢。咁你開夾埋嚟做咩啊？我冇嘢啊，你放心啦，我就係瞓嘅啦。你閂咗個夾埋，去翻屋企嘅樓下，發現阿 Chris 已經喺餐桌入邊坐立不安。你去到廚房入之後，佢即刻跳落嚟，做咩揾唔到啊？揾到啦，得啦，俾你啊，去啦，走啊！阿 Chris 終於露出咗個笑，呢個笑好有感染力。多謝你，我真係好感激你。當我安全出境之後，我就會即刻聯絡你啦。阿 Chris 接咗呢個攞咗呢個護照之後，鬆一口氣，拎埋佢熒光色嘅行李，即係向住黑夜之中走去。喺床上面小心翼翼咁去從阿 Sam 身上邊拉翻些少啲羽絨片，唔好將佢嘈醒。好啦，佢冇咩走，嗱而家佢冇咩走佬啦，我哋又要幫黨做嘢啦。咁呢樣嘢咧就幾麻煩嘅，去到第7日啦，得8日。後果篇啊！我哋入廣告啦。好。
This little clock here will count down down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Now you're in auto headline mode, so if you don't bother to pick a photo before that clock runs out,
跟住就
the
幫你
machine's
剪咗
printing
假
it
張
all
相。
out for you.
哇，咁嘅咩？
Say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll be back in the next
可能我哋要夠鐘去呢個直播。
Yeah, I wouldn't get one of those.
Finally tonight at 10 p.m. It's a bit of escapism with Lawrence Blunderclatch's acclaimed
我哋仲有10秒，10、9、8、7、6、5、4、3、2、1。
Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National Nightly News.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown, full week in office. At the end of it, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new
我哋好迅速咁搞我哋張相啫。
Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo taken
我哋要
from
維護翻人哋嘅印象先，梗係揀啲冇咁差啦。
becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement.
哇，升咗
In
咁
her
高
first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it will be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash, intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint.
其實我應該揀第4張，不過我哋要維持呢個良好嘅形象咧，都係唔好揀得咁差嘢。
The pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named
玩下嘢先，跟住揾啲出醜嘅嘢俾
And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much.
好鞋啱啊！你睇下佢嗰個
Grievous bodily charm.
身體嚴重
With
傷
Evolve
害。
posing a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that and mega move with a group
哦，
of young actors.
唉，爛 game， 你老味，爛 game， 冇搞錯，玩到一半先嚟事故，玩啲咁嘅嘢。好啦，我哋又要開翻隻 game 喎。唉，事故，打下機中途事故，你都得㗎啦。唉。開翻隻 game 先。佢炒車啊！我未見過一隻 game 咁易炒車啊！真係，唉，笑死，笑爆炸。
And I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight.
係，有筆啦，即刻試算啦。唉，翻返嚟，第8日啦。 唔好炒，唔好再炒啊！唔該。
You'll be fired before you even get to make another choice. I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully. And we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Finally tonight at 10 p.m. It's a bit of escapism with Lawrence Blunderclatch's acclaimed action movie.
唉，頭先炒車嘅原因咧，唔知。不過咧就好啦，我哋去。
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Dawson.
我哋開始
Our
啊。
main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what
我
the
哋
new
今
future
今
may
次
hold
揀第二
with
組
a
選
leading
擇先。
economist and radical free thinker. With the country's wealth creators in a state of panic and unfavorable rumblings already heard from overseas, I'll be asking my guess whether Advance can deliver on even a fraction of their manifesto promises. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive,
CEO 你確定賭錢嘅 CEO？
becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington's appointment is a risk for the giant mega corporation. Sophia, as our regular viewers will be aware, has always been a wild child
Wow,
and has been
名
romantic
人啊
to several movie stars and sports personalities.
假係一個名人啊！
This afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehugs. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Ward
我哋唱下反調先。
Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flood technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. Many were surprised that the two scientists
鬥爭激烈嘅科學家。
for many years decided to undertake this expedition in each other's company. However, the two have released a joint statement
天才一定要互相喜歡先至可獲得追拍嘅成
to
就。
achieve remarkable results. Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush.
打完籃球好攰。
The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very program.
早晨啊，小
And
貓。
the velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner.
身體嚴重嘅心理學。
Believer's bodily charm. With advanced
喺犯罪
focus on
先做咗
radical
犯。
opposition and crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right
我好
time
健
to
康
advance
啊
this new approach? Young actors are already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
好啊！我哋今次嚟玩呢個直播，做呢個直播你嘅直播，佢點樣可以去一個電視台做一個直播？
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office and what the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the legislation they promised. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending
仆
growth
街啊！
is
俾人問
untenable,
點
so they're
解
changing
仲未
the
翻屋企？
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
早啲翻屋企啦，休息下啦！呢個時間打籃球。
We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is
shamelessly self-promoting.
做乜自己sell 自己？
Respond to this new approach.
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat.
初見啊，同早晨啊！
Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this will not be a war like
但你有個靜啲好嘛？
We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking
out of the wrong orifices.
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, who will be laughing then?
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan.
呢兩個爭論點樣令到
Democracy is dead.
件事更加激進化。
And change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy.
好啦，呢度下邊有個 sensor， 我哋可以嘟晒啲粗口嘅。以後咧，記得咧就呢個咧下邊有個 sensor 就係可以嘟晒啲粗口嘅啦。
You say mobilize, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage.
Wow.
They're like psychic pedophiles.
But based on the facts, Kate
好在即刻飛咗，佢啲筆啊動作真係哇！
As well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals. They're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong. I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If
睇住佢兩個嗌交，要好似去嘅呢個城市論壇點樣？嗰啲阿伯喺度嘈交。
They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
Oh, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up
好啦，我哋要飛入
on the
廣告啦，
National
準備。
Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know,
Alan James.
I'm Alan James.
Alan James.
Alan James is right.
Alan James is right.
I'm Alan James.
Alan James is right.
Alan James 即刻播呢條廣告，笑死！
There must be something in the food. I don't want to upset you, but
A 減，哇，好在唔使死住隻 game。 其實呢隻 game 個玩法咧就好似 Final Fantasy 咁樣咧，可以呢個即係管理翻呢個。
welcome back. We're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked
管理自己嘅場地，要控制呢隻 game 嘅地方。
every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and cope with the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
Well, we can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a systemic level to relieve the problem.
Greg?
We need more support from ministers. What are you doing? We need change at a structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving, Greg.
Not a good time, darling.
It never is it? albeit my mother's.
啱啊！
The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's
唔
nationwide.
係喎，咁反而我係玩啲唔係啊，咁我反而係玩個最中間嘅難度嘅。不過下一鋪我可以轉翻個難度嘅。
Hello, Mr. Donaldson.
Hello, Mrs. Judge.
We need
唔係㗎，就算咧你自己，yes， 我同你講啦，就算你去，就算我揀翻個玩翻同一個難度，我都係會攞 C 嘅。
Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next, I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I am sure we all long for a return to the days when you could safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife or kosh.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay.
仲咁得人講走都走晒啦，偉大國家喎！
As the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we
廢啊件啊，唔廢啦，唔廢啊！
Foreigners, gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that
哇！條友係咩事啊 ？S
Delia, could you give me a little help?
問號
As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely.
可以幫你開個 test 咧，廢啊件一。冇頭髮嗰個。
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in the box?
Oh, Clive, you know it's Wednesday. You go back in your gimp space.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white
死後面嗰對，what？
Clive, this simply won't do. Naughty boy. Mummy said get
Clive, I am not having this again.
Mummy said get back in your gimp space. No! Naughty!
俾人慘做 SM 咩料？
Moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal, no one else. Look, everyone has a sob story, but we don't all end up as barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there, really locking down the police's position on morality for us. And finally tonight, hopefully uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault,
轉台
and menacing.
冇啦，已經轉咗個畫面啦，冇咗啦。
Which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Way! Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalization, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me.
哇！大佬好多粗口，我要 set 殺咗佢咯。
Get back to that party as soon as possible. First, let me ask you this: do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank Tony. I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez.
Open.
Yeah, I think asking that is an.
我係叫觀眾轉台。
Sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony. But let's try and soldier on.
唔好走咗個台啊！
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah?
Yep.
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez.
我要同時控制個 sensor， 亦都要控制個畫面呢個咩料。
I'm sorry. Who's this?
Open. You are joking. Chrissy Freebollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh.
哇！好多粗口啊！
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
The little boy.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Jesus.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
No signal。好有翻
Well,
返嚟
we're
啦！
just trying to get that signal back. I think we. Yes.
睇電台嘅觀眾，
I mean, we're literally away for 2 seconds. How does this happen, Tony? Can you hear me?
冇啦，已經冇咗畫面啦，算把啦。
I'll train of thought there a little. Hopefully, you, the viewer at home.
我仲要睇環車啊！哇！我冇咁多，我冇咁多對眼啊，大佬。
Live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back, everybody.
This is Crazy Neil's
I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't know, you won't get
punished.
Just try and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip: when the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. I'm so pissed. I think I'm going to bit.
Christmas elephant, we've got all the seasonal animals. Crazy Neil's crazy deals. This is a clear out of the storage locker that second Mrs. Neil abandoned, like she abandoned her children. It's a rainbow of crazy fun. Don't be a prick and get yourself quick. Grab yourself a crazy deal with Neil Appeal.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolfe, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Scritchford Sixth Form College who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship,
Hey,
on a tour of
Friendship.
local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley-Hamilton. Girls, you must be thrilled.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
咦，咁錯仔
Due to
頭先唔記得拉個 raw 啲咁耐。
I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history. Aristotle. I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids.
真係好有魅力㗎。
Beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
呢個電台直播負責人好唔得，啱啊！唔係嘅，都好多嘢要顧忌㗎嘛，係咪先？
I also threw it in the bin. But then Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic.
建議佢炒，
We did
建
used to
議
watch
請佢
that
炒，
DIY
請佢食炒魷
show
魚。
and so
咩
we
料？
thought, why not? Let's have a go at this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant.
So, let's have a look at a short section of Hey, Friendship.
Dear diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi, Gary. Oh, heavens, no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great. I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Violent father. Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers.
What?
Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Keep going, for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's pretty cold.
Keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team. Yeah. And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to my inner voice.
Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel lads. I'm a mother loving rebel, but I still love maths.
哇！佢唱啲歌又幾好聽嘅。
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum, and for dinner he had to wait. Oh, where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Oh, where's my dinner, woman?
Go.
Don't make me ask you again.
成出舞台劇咁做晒佢，黐乸線嘅。
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate.
Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. Life's pretty hard on a council estate. It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship! Yes!
好啊，好啊，好啊，好啊，好啊，做得幾好啊！
Thankfully, that's all we have time for tonight.
好啦，拜拜，拜拜，就之前身邊啦。
for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. Have a peaceful night.
And we're out.
Our children are our future. Advance knows this, and we're here to help. The new Advance Go-Getters initiative will ensure that every young person enjoys the abundance of benefits that only a true community can provide, while keeping us informed of all the ups and downs to help.
A 加，睇先。成場節目都冇受到任何干擾，剪輯水其次差榮無比，所有冒犯性嘅詞語已經經過消音處理，唔錯啊，畫得幾好啊！負債累累，咁我真係有幾多錢啫？我想問下，一大筆獎金咁究竟有幾多錢先？你都唔講。好啦，今日咧睇下先，玩埋落去咧，玩咗一日啊！我哋今日玩耐啲，今日星期六可以玩得盡興些少。哦，其實頭先嗰個舞台劇，某程度舞台劇啦，都做得幾好嘅。我欣賞。好，嚟到第15日啦，日數。你提前嚟到劇院，阿 Sam 已經喺度等緊你啦，打扮得好有型。當你拖住隻手入咗個私人包廂之後，你哋兩個笑埋，笑咗笑。你哋一定會習慣咁樣嘅生活嘅。禮拜嗰陣，你屋企門口攝咗兩張飛，仲有一封 Chris 打嚟嘅感謝信。睇嚟你都好快攞得翻個 passport 啦。呢場演出咧，好似唔係咁啱你口味，又好鬼難明。據你所知，入邊所用嘅語言連阿 Chris 都唔識講，有啦，免費嘢飲到飲嘢，係咪先？咁去到演出最終演出嘅時候，呢啲人到底要鞠多幾次躬？你要排住隊攞外套。阿 Sam 手舞足蹈咁講述住嗰個指揮好滑稽，好好笑，氹到你開嘅聲，笑到嘅聲。你前面仲有一對夫婦喺度講緊呢啲無力支付新稅單之人搬遷嘅問題，聽起嚟好差。你兩個同時諗到阿 Chris， 阿 Sam 即刻對你露出感激之色。佢而家已經安然無恙啦。返到屋企之後，阿 Sam 上樓沖涼去唔閂咗被瞓覺嘅時候，仲喺度笑緊。你注意到你14歲個仔唔喺屋企，叉拖廁上面仲有張便條上就係話佢幾難認，好難認，基本上係佢嗰啲好難認得出嗰啲字跡，上邊寫住佢喺朋友屋企。佢聽朝仲要返學，你就即刻起身叫佢返屋企。你相信 Cherry 會好快返屋企？你而家係叫佢返屋企啊，定係相信佢會真係返屋企咧？我相信我嘅細路應該好快返屋企嘅，就係得一晚，佢必須學識都要為佢自己決定而負責。仲有啲咩咁差嘅事？第16日，學校打電話嚟，你屋企個錄音機響咗，你同你個愛人做緊嘢嘅時候，邊個打嚟呢？喂，唔安啊！呢個係俾唔安，呢個係俾溫斯頓夫婦嘅留言。我係 Smith 老師打嚟係想話俾你聽下講下你個仔柴 Travis。佢今日冇嚟返學喎，我哋冇聽講佢話會唔喺度，相信你哋都會講得出一個合理嘅解釋嘅。我想講嘅係，我哋的確要求所有缺席必須要事先退學 先至可以唔返學嘅。但係如果有呢啲咁嘅特殊情況，家長應該要打電話嚟通知我哋㗎嘛。希望下次唔好再出現呢啲情況啦。係咁先啦，拜拜。好啦，睇嚟應該會有人要解釋下復習話要發生咩事。好，第17日，去到第41、2日，溫馨提示。佢啲劇情跳得好快。你喺度睇嗰啲新嘅帳單，令到你哋唞唔到氣。當我哋睇住一戶藍色閃而過嘅時候，停低。信封上係先進黨嘅藍綠色嘅標誌，你撕開咗佢。親愛嘅溫斯頓一家，呢個係第二封有關資產與財富重新分配計劃嘅邀請函。請你盡快將你哋嘅護照交俾而家最近嘅政府機構，同埋登記呢項計劃。你未提交呢個文件，就將無法獲得應得國家嘅退款。你知道有呢項嘅後果，但事情一定冇咁簡單，一定冇啦。想攞得翻個退款好難啊！睇嚟都共同勞動，平均分配，攜手前行。Julia 寫嘅，阿 Chris 好安全，呢個最重要嘅同你企守住。咦？咁真係同共產黨有乜分別啊？笑咗。時間嚟到第48日，你環顧咗餐桌，不禁笑咗起嚟。屋外面草地已經鋪得層白雪啦，啲細路仲喺度玩嗰啲聖誕爆竹。你年邁嘅母親喺度努力俾自己清醒。一直以嚟你都好中意聖誕節，而家你坐喺台前面嘅主位，以往你都係你爸爸坐過喺度。你對面係阿 Chris 嘅吉位，佢都喺呢個某程，佢而家都或者喺呢個熱帶嘅沙灘上。你諗下，阿 Sam 同你望住咁笑，好明顯佢都諗緊同樣嘅嘢。由於阿 Chris 唔喺度，今年整少啲嘢食，不得不已整少啲嘢食，但好似冇人注意到呢個變化。聖誕節確實係一年中最美嘅時光，冇計啦，啲人走晒，唉。你環顧你睇晒成間房，望埋你屋企人。今年嘅聖誕節覺得開唔開心啊，婆婆？你冇講嘢，你開始捉走。好啦，我哋唔好講埋啲廢話，捉走算啦。你企咗起身，舉起你嘅手中嘅杯，祝大家聖誕快樂，好開心嗰度，我哋都喺度。好啦，大多數都喺度。屋企充滿住乾杯嘅聲音同埋杯嘅碰撞嘅聲音。個女 Susie 捉住呢個機會同你講：你知道你有幾愛我？你個眉毛向上揚，一面黑人問號咁問：點解我點解會有種唔好嘅預感嘅？你講笑，你開始講笑咁講。你知唔知啊？今年我同我個 friend 啊，又話去旅行啊。Susie 用呢好無辜嘅眼神望住你，開始講話：我希望你可以贊助啊！贊助？你老豆而家一個賓都冇喎，仲可以講贊助？你笑咗起身。唉，我一早就知啦，你識讀心術嘅，你笑你格格咁喺度哈笑。你19歲個女同你起咗白啊，你都希望你能夠絲毫不猶豫咁應承佢，但係而家你阿媽，你連你阿媽都搬埋入嚟，事情一定冇咁簡單。你需要幾多？阿女你要講幾多？只要幾嚿水啦。我就要幾嚿水㗎咋。佢一邊喃喃自語，一邊將你啲壺酒推到我個盤旁邊。你用咗好大嘅好辛苦先將冇嗰啲，總之我知道呢一筆好大筆錢嘅。親愛，阿 Sam 插嘴咁講，但係啲車費好貴喎，呢個對佢嚟講好好嘅機會，即係講咁同意嗰個。 唔好意思，我哋冇咁多錢。你覺得啱，我哋會諗下辦法。喂，仔女要出國嘅話，我相信去旅行嘅話，錢都係要俾翻咁上下嘅，唔好同佢講話咁市儈，唔好講啲咁市儈嘅嘢先，係咪先？你認真㗎，好嘢，多謝你啊，多謝你啊，多謝你啊咁樣。唉，中女係咁噶啦，你自己好彩。時間嚟到第72日，一個好長嘅 V.N。點解呢個仆街商戶成個拉麵拉唔埋？今日係你哋嘅結婚紀念日，每年你同阿 Sam 都出去過呢個週末，大多數都係去露營，但係因為你嘅生活過得好拮據，你哋期待咗好耐，終於有時間可以獨處啦。而家茫然生活嘅煩囂，冇咗細路，冇咗工作，只係有浪漫同清靜。花兒終於放棄咗掙扎，你將佢塞到換晒，你將塞到換晒嘅篋拖到落樓下。晚安啊 ，Alice， 我係博埋先生，我打你嚟實都知你呢個 weekend 你要加班啦。哇，多謝你啊，加班！我真係好中意返工嘅啫。我哋得到消息，我國同我國勢力有啲關係日益緊張。國家百家新聞嘅團隊必須爭分奪秒搶先報導呢單新聞。好啦，第二啲嘢唔好講啦，希望你聽日早啲起身翻返嚟啦。祝你度過一個愉快嘅夜晚 ，Alice。你先係陣經有人俘虜，最尾係憤怒。你點算啲同阿 Sam 講？唔好意思啊，老婆，聽日都係要翻工噶啦。阻人翻工，咁翻工呢家嘢，我真係好中意翻工嘅。你老婆啱啱落到樓下，好興奮咁同阿 Sam 錫咗你一下，捉住攞起鋪入邊嘅車匙，開始將你嘅行李塞落後備箱。唔理呢個留言，你需要呢個 weekend， 不停咁向你嘅愛人道歉，但係你必須要工作。Postman 嘅脾氣出名係臭嘅。嗱，返工優先啦，定係同你嘅愛人道歉咧？如果你係 Alex 嘅話，我就想問下，純粹想問下，一個咁長嘅 BN， 你返工啦，梗係啦。你心着，你唞大氣咁講，你都係要返工嘅，係咪？係啊，早啲返工啦，仆街！同意書。你讀緊傳單嘅時候，你個仔阿 Charlie 喺你身邊轉。你而家係咪努力緊實現緊你向住努力實現緊你嘅目標？你喺團隊入邊嘅表現活唔活躍？你中唔中意收穫合作嘅果實啊？快啲入嚟先進黨嘅進取者啦！哇，好咩喎？好黑色喎！Charlie 從你手上攞咗個傳單，將嗰份表格塞落你嘅手度。我可以直接由學校行到嗰度嘅，之後啲姐姐會車我返屋企嘅，所以你咩都唔使做。喂， 到噃，黐撚線，我梗係唔去啦。唔好意思啊，我覺得呢個地方唔係咁適合你。吓？咩話？咁唔公平啊？點解啊？我知啊，你而家覺得唔公平啊，你就會明㗎啦，遲啲。啱啊，純粹嘅你又可以補花啫，但係花工呢樣嘢，梗係做咗先啦。同事俾我嘅，佢哋都冇辦法去啊。Sam 解釋咁講，揸住兩張飛，你見到粗體嘅標題寫住 Airdrops 嘅真知灼見自播之道。我唔係好肯定，你覺得我哋係咪應該去？免費飛，唔去咪唔去。佢有幾得，唔去就嘥咗啦。佢係一個幾得意嘅人，即使冇第二樣嘢都一定好搞笑。唔去啦，嗰條友有啲個腦有啲黐黐地嘅。喂，有得食㗎，有免費飛梗係去啦。節目 OK， 但係冇你想像中咁得意。佢係一個好有影響力嘅公眾表演。有啲台詞令你心留低咗啲深刻嘅印象。嗰日夜晚 set 發咗之後，你攤咗一張床，瞓都瞓唔着。嗰啲説話一直喺你腦袋回盪，真係好嘈。你冇笑啊，而係爬康起嚟嘅。好成就有解數啊！打80日，你夥伴關係。經過一日咁漫長工作之後，你返到屋企，發現啲信俾人分開咗幾堆。實冇最近成日咁做，大多數都係平時收到啲垃圾信，但係一封信吸引咗你嘅注意，上面寫住你入字熟悉嘅先進黨嘅標誌，正面寫用緊急嘅紅色線寫住急件，唔該你麻煩回覆，睇下咩料先。親愛嘅溫斯第一家，先進黨政府正在爭取緊平等嘅鬥爭又邁進咗一步啦！特此公告，新以大型民意企議國有法定將啲資產重新分配俾呢啲偉大嘅國家公民。合作民約計劃確保人民創造財富歸於人民所有。你信呢個黨？我唔信啦！先進黨精心挑選咗3家機構，每戶家庭將會成為其中一個家嘅合作夥伴，以實現一致公正合作可住。請注意，所有門戶基於民意而無法進行擔保嘅。請你喺下面咗揀間機構 EOB 股份有限公司旁觀者稱，無論係化妝品、服裝定時裝，我哋都能夠發現到每位顧客身上嘅美。尼爾交易有限公司，瘋狂平嘢有好嘢，娛樂公司，我哋嘅目的係為你打造快樂，以從運動到旅行到休閒嘅時光，冇休閒點講快樂？但係多謝你嘅選擇，請使用我哋提供嘅信互郵翻呢份表啦。你將要喺3至6個工作日度收到呢啲合作企業嘅報告，睇嚟先進黨都無法擺脫政府官僚主義嘅泥潭。國家嘅未來建立合作之上，攜手前行。blah blah blah， 你有幾大影響力？哇！真係俾到係咁俾啲先進黨搲住喎，點走啊？走都走唔到喎。第183日，好啦，我哋又翻嚟呢個直播室啊！我哋又夠鐘睇下呢個點樣點。
Oh, how's it going with Steam?
all men such pricks?
好啦，我哋入啲廣告先。
No.
Sorry, are you saying he chose his imaginary friend in the sky over you?
I don't know. Of life in the old school system. It's another chance to view the sports board final at 11:45 before the weather closed down.
佢嚟呢個
But first, it's time for the National Nightly News with Jeremy Donaldson and Megan Wolf.
Good evening. I'm
Our main stories tonight.
uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
Critics have been quick to dismiss the graffiti as a publicity stunt or an act of frustration by a tiny disorganized group of those who will never, under any circumstances, be content.
A house divided. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, embittered doctors Ingrid Forsborg and Horgensvord and David Wong announced today that they're considering two possible options to end the growing tensions.
Since splitting into two opposing camps on day 4 of the expedition, relationships between the factions and their leaders have only worsened.
Dr. Wong's team have successfully prototyped what they're calling
Wow.
shadows of deterrence.
成功研發出呢個威脅力量，哇！呢個都幾威脅下。
Her group spears. I certainly wouldn't want to knock over their test tubes, Jeremy.
Bloodbath avoided. As the last Mr. Snugglehogs is found and destroyed, we ask, how could we have been so blind?
Fortunately, this station wisely chose not to advertise Mr. Snugglehugs, and the subsequent disappointing sales turned out to be a miracle, as only 7 children were horribly injured by the lethal toy. How much worse could it have been? Thankfully, we'll never know.
Julia Salisbury, who mobilized numerous government resources to recall the plot immediately after the first
點解個公仔會燒咗嘅？我唔明。
which must be earned by all new products.
我唔係好明喎，隔離個公仔燒着咗。
Fallen angel, notorious addict Johnny Ham's
唔通俾太曬過嚟？
in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Since being banned from the national squad earlier this year after urinating on a referee during a friendly against East Grinchley, things seem to have gone from bad to worse for Hamsleeves.
Is his once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sports?
And radical ideas. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them,
激進嘅想法，呢啲好鬼激進嘅諗法真係，哇哦！我哋有揀相啦。
Some bold strategies. Could the adventurous CEO be leading the business giant down a dark alley, or taking it to a new level of success?
We understand the Mobile Orientation Operational Burrowing Service will be a new international travel system based around the construction of a major tunnel through the centre.
揀相咧，佢就會幫你照揀嘅啦。
claims it will make traveling
好
from one
求
side
其
of the world to the other the matter of an afternoon. Geologists are concerned about the implications of digging a hole through the planet, while flat earthers claim it should be quite easy.
With that exclusive prime ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon live at the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's
National Nightly News.
This is what happened? This條片係發生咩事？
Proving popular with the majority of the country, who've seen their wealth and standards of living increase considerably. For some, the transition has not been as pleasant.
That's right, Megan. The formerly aristocratic members of our society have had to make major adjustments to come to terms with the new regime.
Robin Short is in suburbia investigating rumours that these previously privileged people may be
哇！
planning
出現埋呢個抗議行動啊！
Robin?
Thanks, Megan. I'm here in Moderate Hatchings to talk to Wentworth and Penelope Somerset Bentley, who were relocated to the house you see behind me after advanced
通過咗呢個資產與財富法案。 將人民所有嘅錢全部歸納晒俾所有政府度，真係多謝晒。
I hope you'll forgive my language, but it's as steaming as a Wednesday hatch basket with too much spatting.
Steady now, Penelope.
撇咗佢先，有粗口。嗱，見到呢度因為紅色框框咧，有紅色咧就要 censor 咗。
My goodness, that must have been quite a shock.
She really struggles with ribbons, Robin.
Well, at least you've been rehoused in a nice big house.
Big house? This grubby little gaddispatch only has one
頂！
And the breakfast room and the dining room are the same bloody place. Imagine that, having all one's grub in one room. One room, Robin.
So what would you say to the people that feel that your family has had it far too easy for far too long, and that these redistributions are both fair and just?
I hardly think we've had it easy for fussle's sake. Only one of our swimming pools was even heated.
But realistically, what can you do?
Well, you've asked the right bloody question, Robin.
Thank you, Wentworth. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason.
I think our toilet butler was from Swinstead. Dear George. Oh, I wonder what happened to him. Oh, yes. I remember. Daddy tried to shoot him in the buttocks and he ran off into the woods.
Oh, good times.
Yeah, that's my last happy memory, Robin.
Tragic, but what can you do?
We will rise and rebel. We wage war on our revolting rulers with righteous words and rebellious writings. Our best guess, our quest for redress is to divest our breast in an undressed bare chest protest.
哇，認真？認真？
Please don't do that. We can't show this on the news.
Right, you buggers! Tally-ho! Tilly! Get the dog!
Tilly's our mummy. She's proper cracked off too.
嚇死！
You are showing some shame.
Free at last! Oh, Somerset Bentley, glad to meet you. The protest has started already.
死啊！我懷疑呢隻機我出唔出得街啊，大佬啲嘢。
And forgive me, what are you trying to achieve here?
We just want to be footing well heard, that's all.
Language, Penelope. We are nude, not rules.
Sorry, Daddy.
We want the world to realise we won't roll over and run away. We will revolt. We will rise again.
Yes, we bloody well will. Spaff and piff pop.
哦，打中個蛋蛋啊，陰公！
Well, Jeremy, Megan, as this embryonic protest movement takes one in the top legs, it's back here in this studio. I'm Robin Short, struggling surreptitiously in moderate hatches.
Thanks, Robin. Well, that's certainly a story we want to be keeping an eye on, eh, Megan?
Speak for yourself there, Jeremy, but I've seen enough shaft work to last me a lifetime.
I'm sure you have. But can a naked protest movement ever really catch on? It doesn't seem like the way we do things in this country.
But as I'm sure you're aware, Jeremy, this country is becoming a very different place.
Yes, but seriously, who's going to run around naked in our weather?
Oh, hopefully not you, Jeremy.
Yes, well, there wouldn't be enough canvas for the slogans.
When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm busting.
Oh! You suffer from benign prostate enlargement. Come on. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a bidet, and an enlarged prostate.
Alex, Bolton, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the sports board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it. It's 6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
哦，一陣間有啲唔出得街嘅嘢啊！
And it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon of an ex-wife. So what caused this big old prostate in your bum? Well, sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know. But I can tell you, as you get older, your body changes. And that's okay. If you're worried about your swollen bum sack, book an appointment for God's sake. Procedure is easy, it's quick, and it's not gay. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris. Rectums, check them.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolfe. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You joined me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our two players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move, the lanky hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy, the Fingernail Harris.
陣間呢個好笑真係。
The ref now, the slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. Striker go first. Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. The robe. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brain. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker for shot number 3. All right. She's gone sort of throwing under her legs. Not bad if you ask me. Was that contact? Don't know why you couldn't. To Harris. Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. Football. Move back. I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course, now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large. Second round, double. Harris. Winter round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have
哇！好在避開，哇！頂你個肺！
She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arse. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. Instead, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play.
啲抗議。睇唔到，睇唔到，睇唔到，睇唔到。
Yeah, all right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. You know, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a...
究竟佢哋喺度做緊啲乜嘢？
Back to Striker.
我唔係好明。
And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery on display here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. For Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course. Always said that. And after
你哋明唔明佢哋做緊啲乜嘢啊？我唔係好明啊！
But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Remington Smith.
我真係唔係好明啊！
On my whistle, on my whistle. Nice piece of music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that. We'll do our best to shield.
哇！睇唔到，睇唔到，睇唔到，睇唔到，睇唔到。
Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. and ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance interlude there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it, and the bucket's been knocked over.
我睇啊，大佬。
I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again.
Final poses. Ball boy cannot be in the final pose.
And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these two players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. I don't know what's going on there. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. God, what I wouldn't give to be that ball. I'm all right, ladies. Tommy Harris. And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because, of course, if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to striker. But of course, perhaps. And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mud. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame.
Harris receives possession now.
Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 bouts. So, here we go. Tommy Harris. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it.
哇！又嚟，睇唔到。啱啊！認真做啲戇居嘢，好味啊！哇！
Because these protesters hopefully we can get them taken off soon so we can carry on with the match. Nonsense is going on here. Yes, we want our money. Yes, very good. Take them away. Bloody wasters, absolute wasters. Oh, jog on.
This is the mime round.
佢後續咧仲有啲好好笑嘅嘢啊，所以呢隻 game 一定要繼續，要自己要 keep 住玩落去。
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high level play here from two absolute juggernauts of the sport. Hold. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. Interesting.
Really?
In her mouth like as if it was an egg, and now she's
Seriously?
She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on.
我唔係好明佢哋做緊啲乜嘢，我睇咗好耐啊，我都唔係好明啊。
Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef.
但我有少少出到，黐線嘅。
Move. Not sure if he had any potassium or what's going on today with Harris. And he's throwing it. And the banana was the ball. What a fantastic move there from Harris. Unfortunately, that is the end. What a pathetic. There we go, Jeremy. That is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump. We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official.
Contestants in, please. And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is
everyone.
Once again, a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in the Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and
Seriously.
children. Another wonderful victory for me.
我睇緊啲乜嘢？我睇緊啲乜嘢？
And thanks again for watching the Sports Ball Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all that's left to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there at an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I didn't know you were a fan.
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of them, I'll have you know.
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
And when we come back,
Ow!
I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
This is crazy. The extra exciting bed and crazy cushion Easter extravaganza. We're going to give you crazy bed prices. You want just a mattress. We're going to ship them. They're water damaged. And we don't mean a little light drizzle. We mean soaking. They're taking up space. This has got the crazy feel of an Easter Neil deal.
哎呀，B 啊，唔緊要啊。
Storm is playing havoc with the electrics, and you might notice the odd spark. Nothing to worry about. Happens all the time. Dave got shocked into a coma last year, but he was up and at 'em the next day. Anyway, our compensation package is parallel to none. Good luck. Bozeman out.
Flower beds. We have even got shrubbery. You want to sling a hammer? We'll throw in the trees for free. You need a sleeping bag? We've got men's sleeping bags, boys' sleeping bags, couples' sleeping bags. Sleeping bags you could sleep in upside down with just your feet out. We got beds you could sleep on your front, back, head. You got piles. We got cushions for miles. Michelangelo spent all his time on his back painting because he couldn't afford a bed. And we say we're going to come down on prices so hard they're going to look flatter than an elephant in a pancake throwing competition. It's an Easter deal with Neil appeal. You want to come down and arm wrestle me? Ah!
Welcome back. I am delighted to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much in titles. It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
Well, firstly, I should ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who've yet to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some who just don't know how to be happy.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's dripping on me.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Megan.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yep, that was definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera,
Oh,
Pet?
sorry, yes, it's camera 4 right there.
When I was 13,
close
my
up.
nan came and got me
Yeah,
from
I'll go
school.
close
We had
up.
to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. And I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope, 3 days later he were back home. He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a mold, so he'd just take a right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't
啊
even wait
又有
to
啲
have
話
time.
端唔到。
That sounds...
It was awful. It were awful for us, and this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away, and he would beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't, or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. For people who feel they've run their course and don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
This microphone pack has just given me electric shock.
電親咩料？抵死啊！
Yes, sorry, my apologies all.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to
Sorry, I got zapped again. Can I get a little bit of help here?
老人家
that the older generation might feel
點啊你？香未啊？
That one was massive. Right, no, this.
that the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I'm perfectly capable of my grandmother with a rusty.
Oh.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan, we're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Right, yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the sports.
所有獲勝者
And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time. My name's Jeremy Donaldson. If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
Oh.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a
冇冇啦，俾啲雷電親啊，電晒啲所有嘢，所有器材。唉，好啊，睇下先。廣告播放嘅時間相當令人尷尬，啱嘅，係咪先？好啦，今日玩到呢度啦，玩得耐咗啦，今日都，唉，太多戇居嘢，太多搞笑嘢喺隻 game 度。不過應該就唔會俾人釘台嘅，係咪先？我俾大家睇下啦。係咯，難度係故事，其實我應該揀翻普通。好啦。之後下個禮拜五、下個禮拜一咧，就會繼續俄羅斯電視台模擬器，唔係咯，隻 game 好啊，我都唔知點講，總之好好笑，玩得好啦，我哋下個星期一再見啦。咁今日咧。就玩到呢度啦，咁咧係啊，哇，都12:03啊，咁就今日都差唔多啦，咁咧我哋下個禮拜一再見啦，就係咁啦，拜拜。